Now meet the Carmel king of the castle, keeping his tight, CL smooth, sipping on Spritite. It's the Mechadon, never swerving untitled, knowing commercial rap needs to be recycled. Collecting cans for Nick's picks, my latest LP. Now obey my thirst, son, precisely.
I got the knack to rock, I'm steady heating up the spot. The chocolate boy wonder making heads bop. Plus
KRS-One comes with strike 2 when Shan is through. Second strike, Shan sees triple sprites within his eyesight. At strike 3, lyrical verse dispersed to obey your thirst.
When I got the call to work on Brandy's first video, I think I was in the midst of shooting a McDonald's ad, and I remember having a sort of conference call on a set. I think it was during lunch or something like that. And I talked to Brandy and her mom, and we were all just sort of gushing over each other's work. And it was, I thought it was going to be fun, and it turned out to be more than that. I mean, it was amazing. When we were shooting Mr. Wendell, for me, it sort of touched home because I'd known personally people who were homeless, and I had a certain feeling about it, and thought, if I could do anything, I'll do my best to make sure that this clip, draws attention to it in the best way possible. I think, and you look at the video now, it's on YouTube, and you see the comments that people make. I mean, they still love it because of the music, and they still love the video because of the visuals, and so it makes me feel good knowing that I've done my part. So we found some kinship in our dialogue, and it made it a lot easier. She's really, she was just so clear and sharp and focused and there to do work and there to do business. So it was a delight because I was free to really kind of, paint and mold her and do what I needed for that video project. We're a far more immersive audience. I mean, the lines of visual arts are becoming more and more blurred, and I'm a huge advocate for blending artistry within and across all mediums. So for me, I see the visual arts, channeling even more so, history, education, entertainment, branding, social media. I think we're living in an age of a democratized medium, and everyone's taking advantage, and to me that's a great thing. No one source for content and no one portal for it to go through. Last year I was watching CitizenTube. It's the first time I got to really see the detail about the unrest happening overseas. And that was only made possible because of this particular portal. I mean, they accepted amateur video and posted it almost immediately. And it's not the only service of its kind. Well, if we're talking motion picture, that's easy. Fast cars, fast women. Although with the advent of some of the better visual effects maybe we've seen in years, we've got tons more comic book superheroes popping up in movies than anything. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I mean, you could even squeeze a boy meets girl theme in there once in a while. Now it's werewolves, vampires, sorcerers, aliens. It's an endless sort of mind-numbing array of material being popularized. I started reading about Da Vinci, and I totally understand his partnership with his craft. He probably thought himself more scientist than artist, but he was, pretty grand and clever in both. I love Sophie Calle, Banksy, Cause, and I admire Picasso and the works of Romare Bearden. I started out drawing mostly. Pencil sketches was my thing. So my favorite times as a child were mostly centered around my being in a room and drawing all day. I'd be coming up with all kinds of ideas, little projects, I call them. But recently I've been studying the masters more and more, particularly as it regards research for a few of my screenplays. And I'm fascinated with the legend of some of these individuals. And I'm discovering brave parallels in their lives that are just so similar to the characters that I've written.